Sample Test 5.
Good morning. Please come in and have a seat.
Good morning, ma'am. Thanks.
May I have your full name?
Sure. My name is Lale Koshani.
Thank you, Lale. Can I have a look at your passport?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you. All right, Lale. I'm going to ask you a few personal questions. Do you watch television a lot?
Well, not really. I'm not a couch potato, and also I don't think I'm a TV addict. But when I get back home in the evening, I really like to lie down and relax and switch on to a channel and watch probably TV series or news channels.
And what do you usually watch on TV?
Well, that's interesting, and it's, in fact, a very good question. Let me see. Most of the time, I really like to follow the current news. So basically, I watch news channels, and probably late at night, I switch on the channels which has TV series.
All right. And what are the most popular programs in your country?
Well, I suppose among the people, probably TV series and documentaries are the most popular TV programs. Moreover, I suppose many people also are interested in following the news. So many of them, in fact, follow the current news through TV channels.
Right. And Lala, what are some disadvantages of television in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, there might be some disadvantages. I can name a few. Let's say it takes the time of the people, the families, when especially family members are sitting together watching a TV. Instead of having interaction and conversation, they have to just focus their attention on what is going on TV. So it actually gives less time to family members to be together and to have a family and friendly chat. And also for the kids, I think for the kids, it might be not that beneficial to sit in front of TV doing nothing, just gazing at the tube, and it might be quite destructive for them. It makes them less active. It makes them, in fact, passive, and I can say taking their health issue into consideration, it makes them more fat and obese.
All right, thank you. We're going to move on to a different subject now. Do you use the internet much during the day?
Well, I can say yes. I use most of the time during my office on the net because due to the nature of my job, I have to surf the net, find out so many answers to different questions and different subjects. So most of the time during the day, I spend on the net.
And what website have you recently visited?
Well, basically, I surf Google and Yahoo, but yes, I can tell you that it was the most recent one I have visited was the Yahoo site when, in fact, few hours back, I had to send an urgent email to my colleague overseas. So I switched on the net and I got connected and I composed my own mail. And in fact, through the mail, I sent my message to my friend.
Mm-hmm. And Lala, what are some advantages of the internet?
Well, I suppose there are far too many to be counted. In fact, internet has made the interaction among the people very close, and it brought, in fact, the people close together, and it covered the distances. And as you know, probably it is called now that the whole world is called a global village because of all the interactions and connections among the people. And in fact, with only a single click on the net, you can get connected to your friends on the other side of the globe. You can also send and receive emails, and also you can have access to lots of information.
Do people in your country use the internet a lot?
Well, I suppose I can say yes, more or less yes. People use internet a lot. because the youngs mostly use internet for chatting, for surfing, or sending and receiving emails. And of course, the organizations and offices use internet for official correspondence.
All right, thank you, Lale. Now I'm going to give you a topic card, which I'd like you to talk about for 2 minutes. Please take 1 minute to study the topic card. And here's a piece of paper and a pen if you need to write anything down.
Thanks.
Well, you've asked me to describe an old person that I've met. I'd like to describe my best friend's late grandmother. She was quite a short lady, bent over even further.
Well, about a museum I have visited, I would like to say that it was almost 9 months back when I had a visit to Auckland, and in fact, over there in that city, there was an anthropology museum. That was a huge single-story glass building, and in fact. When we entered the building, on the right side, there was a small gift shop where visitors could buy souvenirs. And opposite the gift shop, there was a large gallery. Everything was exhibited on the same floor to assist a smooth movement of the old and disabled visitors. There were several items on display. Well, in one corner, there was a window, big window, old pots and ceramic dishes were on display. On the other side, there was another pot, which old costumes belonging to people living in those eras were on display. In fact, on the other corner of this hall, there was an pot which displayed ancient indigenous artifacts. So altogether, in fact, there were so many, items on display which were really informative. And in general, I suppose the museum depicted the ancient civilization of the people used to live in those times. And the reason I visited there, in fact, as a tourist, so I thought that I probably better to familiarize myself with the customs and traditions of the New Zealanders. So that's why I visited there.
All right, thank you, Lale. Now I'm going to ask you some more detailed questions on the same topic. What do you think is the importance of museums?
Well, in fact, I have never given it much thought, but I suppose the importance of museums are far too many, probably to educate people of the ancient civilization and also to familiarize them with different lifestyles of our ancestors, their traditions. And I believe in general, a museum takes us back in time to different eras.
Thank you. And what type of museums are more popular in your country?
Well, I can say there are different types of museums which are quite popular. If you want me to name a few, I have to say that National Jewelry Museum, Museum of Contemporary Art, Carpet Museum, Museum of Ancient Anthropology. And there are also different museums exhibiting different items inside the king's palaces.
And Lale, why is it important, in your opinion, to visit museums?
Well, it really is important to visit a museum, especially to educate our kids and children and also people at different levels. because a museum is generally exhibiting different items to help people to get to know the ancient cultures and civilizations. And in fact, it also, as I told before, takes us back to different times and different eras. And also, there are so many old and ancient items on display, which are, in fact, pertain to our ancestors, that are really unique.
All right, thank you very much, Lale. This is the end of your speaking test.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.